All right, guys. I'm very sorry to do this to you. I'm coming live. I've been sitting here watching uh, this campaign rally for the Senate race in Georgia, and yeah, it's weird. It's really fucking weird. So I want to
Well, the Democrats
look at it with you.
did try to steal
And do some commentary.
the presidency. They're trying like hell. Do you ever notice the fake news? Today he's appointing his this, his that, Sonny, his Secretary of Agriculture, Sonny. I like Sonny. We want Sonny. He was a great governor here for 8 years, right? You would have solved this problem in about 2 hours, Sonny. He would have said, let the legislature open.
Can we stop saying that, like, everything is easy to solve? Like, what the fuck is he on about? It's not easy to solve anything in politics. It's fucking hard. And saying that you'll solve anything in 2 hours is just fucking ludicrous. What the fuck?
And these seats are the last line of defense to save America and protect all that we have accomplished. And, you know, we've accomplished things that no other president has accomplished, no other administration. And I did it with these two people. I didn't know Kelly. When Kelly came in, I didn't really know what to think. There is nobody that fought harder for me. And I have to tell you this. Do you mind me telling you, like, publicly? Is that okay? There is nobody. David understands this, too. She fought. What a trooper. She was so tough and smart. She even went against Mitt Romney. She didn't like Mitt Romney too much. She said, I won't say what she said, but it was tough. But she is, we call him kryptonite. You know, anything he touches, they lose.
I won't say it, but I'll sort of say it, and then I won't say it, and then I'll call him something worse.
For a long, long time. And there's nobody in Washington that's more respected than David Perdue. There's nobody. There's nobody. So
I think there's, like, a third on 2nd Avenue that's probably a bit more respected, though.
Manages to steal both elections. We will have total one-party socialist control, and everything you care about will be gone. Your whole philosophy is going to be gone. Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, crying Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi. They want to take away your guns. I never got it. That's
Nobody's talking about taking away your guns. What the fuck are you on about? You absolute twat.
Oh, they won. I don't think so. Okay, I don't think so. We knew that a long time ago. They want to take away your jobs, take away your borders, take away your freedom, take away your religion, and they even want to take away your beautiful Christmas that we just got back.
What is this war against Christmas? There's never been a war against Christmas. You fucking created that fucking term. What the fuck?
Love me, I've been so good to you. I've been so good to you. I got rid of the worst regulation in the history of suburbia. I got rid of that regulation, so now you can actually have a house without a building going up next to it that you're not going to be happy about.
What regulation are you on about?
Tenfold and this and that. So I said, but suburban women, please, please love me. And CNN put me on. Donald Trump is begging. He's begging and crying for the vote of suburban women, right? These people are sick. So you have to be very careful when you're sarcastic. Sarcasm doesn't work.
Sarcasm works. You're just not funny, and you're not sarcastic. It's a fucking difference, you absolute fucking pillock.
That's a big group. That is a lot of fake news. Well, now we call it the fake news and suppression news. I use the word suppression because now they got a new thing going. This happened since Hunter. Because we were killing him on Hunter, you know, stealing money from every country. He was a human vacuum cleaner. And it was hurting them badly. So all of a sudden, big tech, together with their partner, the Democrats, and their partner, the fake news media, they decide, under no circumstances will we ever talk about it again. So you have 95% of the media, you could have them be Jesse James and walk into the bank with a gun, hold them up, give me all your money, and they won't talk about it. And it's hard.
No, because it was fucking Hunter Biden, not Joe Biden doing it, because you are not bringing family members into it. Well, Hunter Biden dead stands for Hunter Biden himself, not for Joe Biden. Like, oh, God damn it.
And our friends in the morning, and I tell you, we have some great new people, OAN, Newsmax. And Judge Janine, she's on, right? She's on tonight. And Jesse Waters is great, and Pete Hegseth. And I'm in trouble because I don't mention everybody, but we have great people. We have a great voice. But the fact is, most of the press was suppressed, so that no matter what, they wouldn't talk. And
they just didn't agree with you. What the fuck?
For what they did, because they went out and they fought them, and they fought them hard. Oldest paper in America, fourth or fifth biggest, and they should be very proud of themselves. But we're doing the same thing. These two incredible people are doing the same thing. We fight. If you don't get out and vote, they're going to win. Now, you know, a lot of people, friends of mine, say, let's not vote. We're not.
What did he just say? If you don't go out and vote, they will win.
They're great people. They're real friends, and more than just two. There are numerous people, and it's almost like a protest. But if you do that, the radical left wins, okay? It was sort of an instinct of mine. You know, you're angry because so many votes were stolen, it was taken away. And you say, well, we're not going to do it. We can't do that. We have to actually do just the opposite. We can't do that. We can't do that. We have to do just the opposite. If you don't vote, the socialists and the communists win. They win.
What is this, 1950? Scaring people about the communists again? What the fuck?
Finest people you'll ever meet. We can fight for the presidency and fight to elect our two great senators, and we can do it at the same time. We'll do it at the same time. It's all right. The election is about David Perdue, one of the greats, Kelly Loeffler, a person who is just unbelievable how she picked it up. Nobody, you know, this natural talent. I always say,
yeah, it's about them, but you just spent an hour talking about you.
Practice or have natural talent. I said the best is both, right? But she's got a great natural talent, just very respected. But they believe, both of them, in America, and they believe in our values and all that we stand for, and they understand this state. They love your state. If they didn't, I wouldn't be here, because I love your state too, by the way. This election is about the radical left movement that hates America and wants to erase our history and wipe away everything that we hold dear. They want to rip down our statues. You know, I signed a bill. I took an old bill, because we could never get it today in the House, headed by Crazy Nancy. I took an old bill that said 10 years in prison. They used the word prison, not jail. 10 years in prison if you take down a statue. I haven't seen it happen lately. Do you notice?
Yes, let's keep statues of fucking people, of fucking people who betrayed your country. What?
I don't know. If I had it to do again, I think I would have sent the military in. You want to know the truth? But we're not supposed to. They're supposed.
Yes, you're not supposed to send in the military against your own fucking population. That's not what they're there for.
Too tough. I said, really? They're going to tear down a statue of Abraham Lincoln, George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, desecrate the most.
It's not the same thing, you absolute fucking pillock. It's not the same thing. It's not like taking down the founding father fucking things. These people fought on the wrong side and lost the fucking war, the Civil War. These are fucking traitors. What the fuck?
And David saw this. Did you see last week? China doesn't like me too much. They pay us billions and billions. That never happened. Billions and billions of dollars in tariffs. And they pay it. They devalued their currency. They paid a lot of money. They don't like me. The happiest people in the world right now are the leaders of China. The second happiest are the leaders of Iran. What we would have done in the next 4 years, we would have been on a footing like nobody's ever, and now we're giving it all away. But China said, we will not deal with you unless you get rid of the America First policy. And you know what the Democrats said? They said, yes, we will do that. Can you believe this? And that's when I realized what a brilliant name that is. You know, we come up with some good ones, but that's a good one. We came up with plenty of good ones, haven't we? Some of them I won't use because some of those people are now friends of mine, but we came up with some good ones. But America first. And I looked at Melania a week ago and I said, can you believe it? They are saying that they don't agree with America first. How do you say that? I mean, how do you say it? We don't agree with America first. We agree with China. Yes, we will get rid of America first policy.
Yes, because that's the same thing. If you don't agree with fuck everybody else and let's just care about ourselves, then you're for China. Oh, Jesus
That's
Christ.
not going to be reasonable. He fought to pass the largest package, David, of tax cuts and reforms in American history. He helped lead the effort to repeal a record number of job-killing regulations, the likes of which you've never seen, including the unfair Waters of the United States rule that crippled work for our farmers and our builders. You know, it's such a beautiful name, but it was destroying people. And I'll never... Waters of the United... How beautiful is that? Waters of the United States.
Yes, let's fight a bill that provides everybody with clean water. What? What?
What are you doing today? I'm terminating Waters of the United States. Well, it was a little bit like the Paris Environmental Accord, right? The Paris Environmental Accord. I said, I'm going to get killed in this one. But we would have paid trillions and trillions of dollars.
No, you fucking wouldn't, because the Paris fucking Climate Accord just says that you have to do whatever you can. Doesn't say what you have to do. It's what you sign up to do. What?
If we adhered to it, we would have had to close up 20% of our factories.
No, you wouldn't.
First thing they want to do, John Kerry, great negotiator, the first thing they want to do is they want to, number one, they want to bring back the Paris Accord, Environmental Accord, which will cost us...
It won't cost you anything.
United States. The second thing they want to do is let's give Iran billions of dollars. Oh, they're so happy. Iran would have been in my office in the first hour after we won the election to make a deal. But perhaps they still will. He said they still will. After Hurricane Michael devastated our farmers in southwest Georgia, as I said, no one worked harder to get them relief than David Perdue. He would call me all the time. He actually called me more than Sonny, and Sonny said agriculture. What the hell's going on, Sonny? Sonny, what happened to you, Sonny? It's true. David would call all the time. And remember how tough the Democrats made? They didn't want to give him anything. But we got it. We got him more than they even thought possible.
What?
$2.5 trillion investment in our United States military, delivering the largest pay raises in addition to everything else for our warriors in a decade. And we now have the greatest, most modern military in the history of our country.
And you didn't have that before, when you had the biggest, most modern military in the world. What?
Hypersonic and hydrosonic. You know what hydrosonic is? Water. We have them all. We have missiles that go 7 times faster than any missile in the world.
Yes, and of course this was developed during your administration. What?
Our military was decimated. Our military was tired. Our military was in big trouble. And you remember, and I've said it a lot, one of the world's most overrated generals came to see me. He said, sir, we have no ammunition. We had a little problem with a certain country. And he said, sir, we have no ammunition. I said, tell me you're not saying that. We didn't have ammunition. Think of it. We had very little ammunition. And I'll never forget that statement. I said, that should never happen to a president of the United States again, nor should being spied on ever happen to a president of the United States.
Oh, so that's why you let Russia in, so they don't have to spy. They can just do it in the open, right? Well, at least they're not spying. Oh, Jesus.
They would have given me anything. They gave me the money for the military. They just didn't want to give me money for the wall, so I took it out of the military. What the hell can I do?
Wasn't Mexico supposed to pay for the wall? What do you take it out of the military for?
The one where the judges ruled yesterday, so they said it was fine because I called it national security. So we took it out of the military. They didn't figure that one out. Now they do. But you know what? They don't have to be careful because it's turned out to be very popular and very successful. Shut down sanctuary cities, end chain migration, and protect American jobs, David did.
This is fantastic. He created a crisis that he's not now taking credit for averting. which has never been a crisis in the first place. Like, what the fuck are you even talking about?
David Perdue stood strong. And, you know, I'm just thinking they both stood strong when they impeached your president for making a perfect phone call, too. I'm the only president ever, that got impeached for making a perfect phone call. But those two were among the best. Senator Perdue is an outsider, a businessman, a great businessman, and a true American patriot. You need him fighting for you and your family and your values, because the United States Senate cannot be the same without him. So that's why I'm here. You know, I don't do these things for other people. In fact, I was curious. I didn't know if anyone was going to show up. I said, I'm doing it for other people. This is a hell of a crowd. Look, as far as the eye can see. As far as the eye can see. I don't like doing it for other people.
All right. We just have to say, David Perdue used to be the vice president of Reebok. This is not the average fucking American. This is... What?
When they asked, it was really not. But, you know, I don't do them for other people. It's a lot of work to do a rally. A lot of work. People don't realize when you do... I did 5 a day the last 4 or 5 days. One day I did 6. 6. And the smallest one, think of it, the smallest one at 25,000 people. You think that's fun?
Yes, let's have 25,000 people standing with no fucking face masks in a crowd during a fucking worldwide pandemic. Oh...
Weather out there, sir, it's about 20 degrees below zero. That's good. Then I land the next stop. How we doing? Sir, it's 82. David's opponent, John Ossoff, is a radical left-wing zealot who is very proud to be endorsed by Bernie Sanders, Crazy Bernie. Ossoff supports defunding the police, supports the crazy Green New Deal. That's another beauty. Don't forget, the Green New Deal is really $100 trillion, okay? It's $100 trillion. They don't say that, Louis, do they?
Is it? Is it?
100 trillion is what they wanted. That's more money. If our economy was going unbelievable gangbusters for 100 years, no recession, no anything, we couldn't come close to making 100 trillion. They want to rip down buildings and rebuild them with no windows. I like windows. I like big, beautiful windows. He wants to do a total government takeover of healthcare that will destroy your doctor's offices and rural hospitals. So if you're sick, if you have a cold, go to a hospital, wait online for about 3 days, and hope you get a decent doctor. Ossoff also supports a crippling nationwide lockdown. He wants you...
Yeah, I've seen in the chat that people are apparently leaving. I can't confirm that. I can't see that, so...
Legislation to let hardened criminals go free. Get them out of jail. Get them out of jail. Ossoff will be a complete tool for the radical left donors who are trying to buy Georgia's Senate seats. You see the money these people have raised? I mean, it's really, it's very, well, of course, I just...
Oh, so now it's a problem. The people are raising money, but when you are raising money, it's not a problem.
I said, how are we doing on that front? You know, because we didn't get great publicity. Boy, they were so happy, these guys. You might not be happy in a few weeks, you know, you might not. No, they were so happy. I said, how's fundraising going? They said, sir, about 250 million. I said, 250 million what? Dollars. How the hell did that happen? Because people believe in what we're doing, that's why. They believe in it.
What does it mean, 250 million what dollars?
Most donations come from Silicon Valley, San Francisco, and the other liberal places, and they don't come from Georgia. This is not your fault. I know you.
Oh, fucking hell. Are we back into QAnon fucking bullshit, Soros, conspiracy shit?
The second one by more than I won the first one. I do, right? Bill, I won the second one by more. On January 5th, you also need to vote for your incredible Republican Senator, Kelly Loeffler. Kelly has been an exceptional champion for Georgia's workers.
Just took like an hour and a half to actually talk about what you're there to talk about.
She fights for you every single day, loves your state. When our nation was hit with the China virus, Senator Loeffler helped rescue the U.S. economy by voting to pass a historic $3 trillion
You racist motherfucker. A China virus?
Kelly, thank you. A lot of people said, oh, it's too much. I said, it's not their fault, and I want to get them more money now. And I like the higher number rather than the lower number. We'll make it back. With her help, we secured $15 billion for 175,000 Georgia small businesses and saved 1.5 million Georgia jobs. That was both of them, really, both of them. Kelly is a relentless advocate for Georgia farmers, and she has fought tirelessly to get them relief in this pandemic. And by the way, her husband is a fine man who's one of the most respected men in the country. I want to tell you that. I want to tell you that. He's a great man. He's a great gentleman. At the urging of, if you're successful today, it's supposed to be a bad thing. No, I think it means you're smart sometimes, right? He's a smart guy, but he's a great guy. He's a great man. At the urging of Kelly and David, my administration took historic action to protect growers of Georgia blueberries, peppers, squash, and cucumbers. Who does cucumbers around here? Because I like cucumbers. I'm the only one. I like cucumbers. When our law enforcement heroes were under attack, Senator Loeffler stood up to the Marxists and introduced legislation to protect our brave men and women in blue, and she was threatened all over the place. That threat meant nothing. That was a wasted number of phone calls, or however the hell they...
And now we're back to this stupid shit again. What? They weren't threatened. They just weren't allowed to beat on black people for no fucking reason. What the fuck?
There's a guy, has another one. He wants to take your guns away. Oh, by the way, Trump is going to lose Texas, but Beto O'Rourke, who's a big factor in that whole thing, wants to take... Remember when Beto was running, he was riding high, and then Ted Cruz, who's done a great job, beat Beto O'Rourke. But Beto was riding high for a while. And remember he was on the cover of a certain really bad magazine. I won't mention the name. It's failing. It won't be in business for another 6 months, I don't think. I hope. But he was on the cover, and he said, I was born to do this. And I said, anybody that says they were born to do this, they're going to be losing very quickly. And you know what?
I do believe that Trump has said that he was born to do this quite a bit of time. I will need to get a source on that, but yes.
Supreme Court Justice Amy Coney Barrett.
The thing that you said that you weren't allowed to do in the election year, you did in 3 fucking weeks, you absolute fucking douchebag.
Raphael Warnock is a dangerous extremist who is radically opposed to your values. He said he believes that, quote, nobody can serve God and the military. Oh, really? An appalling statement that dishonors the memory and generations of American heroes who fought for God and for our country.
Unlike what you did when you fucking went to the First World War tombs and you were bored.
He once hosted the barbaric communist dictator Fidel Castro. He likes Castro. I think he was a good man. He was a good guy, he said.
Says the guy who fucking had dinner with the North Korean leader. What?
Gangsters, thugs, and bullies. He supports abolishing cash bail. Look at what happened to New York with their cash bail. No cash bail, no bail. Don't worry about it. You killed somebody. Don't worry about it. You're on.
Yes, because that's what he said.
Declared, quote, open up the jails, free the violent criminals, and prey on Georgia, families, children.
This fucking fear-mongering gets me fucking roiled up. So, that's not what they were on about. The whole fucking cash bail system is fucking rigged. It means that you absolute fucking pillock, will get out of jail as soon as you get in there because you can afford to fucking do that. But people who can't, they will be stuck in jail without due process until they get their day in court. Like, fucking hell, just... Why? What?
Video to play, please.
Senator Sanders, Senator Warren, and myself are all on the same team. What are you willing to sacrifice to make sure that overfunded police departments are defunded?
There is no middle road on the climate crisis.
I not only support a Green New Deal, I don't think it goes far enough. I'm all for a Green New Deal. This is part of what gun registration is about. We want to track where the guns are. We need to cut the defense budget.
Popeyes or Chick-fil-A?
Oh, Popeye.
Are you in favor of expanding the court or perhaps an age limit in place instead of a lifetime appointment?
Look, I said everything is on the table.
But if we win the majority, everything is on the table.
Now we take Georgia, then we...
How long do we have to Google shit to find, you know, just you saying fucking misogynistic and racist and absolute abhorrible fucking shit? What are you on about?
Only Georgians can stop them.
Nobody can serve God and the military.
Raphael Warnock attacks our military.
Police power, the kind of gangster and thug mentality.
Warnock attacks our police.
Somebody's got to open up the jails.
Raphael Warnock is dangerous. No wonder he defended this.
Yeah, I'm not even going to play this because he's watching some sort of fucking campaign video that they put together of all kinds of shit that suits their fucking narrative, and it's absolutely fucking incredible they're allowed to fucking do this. It's just, what are we doing? Don't know what you mean. Trying to mice. Elaborate, please. But he's sitting there and he's just doing this thing. Are there people actually leaving on the back of the podium now? I saw some people walking in the back of the podium. I don't know if they're leaving or not. But this is like the worst thing that I've ever seen. I'm actually a bit confused right now because what he's saying and what he's talking about is more his campaign than the two people that he's there actually campaigning for. He's just spouting the same fucking rhetoric that he's been spouting, and it's just lies. And he's misrepresenting everything that they've said. It's just, oh, Jesus Christ.
So incredible crowds of people. They were angry as hell at the election, and they showed up, and it was incredible. Hundreds of thousands of people. People couldn't believe. Now, of course, some of the fake news said hundreds of people are here. No. Tens of thousands of people. And you know, Antifa showed up. Not.
Yes, because they're the dangerous ones, right? I don't support Antifa. But fucking hell, dude. Like, of course, when you have fucking Nazis running around in the street, yes, you are going to have a violent counterpart to that. That's what happens.
Beautiful day, actually. They all went home peacefully. And that night they came back, and there were a few families that stayed around with young children, and there were some elderly people that were having dinner in Washington, very elderly people, and they got attacked. Those people got attacked viciously by the scum from Antifa. We can't let this happen. We can't let this happen. But what they didn't play, what the fake news didn't play, is during the day they walked in and they wanted to do some damage, and they took a look and they said, no thank you, we won't do it. We'll wait. We'll wait till we get the people with the children. We'll wait till we get the elderly people that want to stay in Washington and really just have a good time. And it was disgusting to watch. On January 5th, you must defeat Ossoff and Warnock and send two great people, David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler, back to the Senate. And if you don't mind, I'd like to ask David and Kelly to come up and say a few words.
And that's all he had to say about those two people. It was all about him up until this point, which is quite hilarious, actually. It says something about his state of mind. He's been talking about himself for, what, now, an hour and 20 minutes? And now, all of a sudden, we're going to hear from the two people that he's actually here to talk about.
Thank you, Mr. President. President Trump, you made America great again because you put America first.
What?
President Trump created the strongest economy because he put the American worker first. He stood up, that's right, he stood up to the cancel culture, China, big tech, the fake news. We are standing strong for President Trump because he's fought for us every single day.
Except for what the 365 days he was playing golf.
Vote January 5th. If you're our voice on January 5th, we'll be your voice for years. We have to make sure that we keep America strong.
Why would you vote for a person who can't actually put a coherent fucking sentence together? Why would you do that to yourself?
You vote. We are going to vote because if we don't vote, we will lose the country. If we vote, we will win.
Hey guys, I want to take liberty just 1 second. I want to say something.
No, you've literally taken more than just 1 second.
President Trump personally. Guys, I want to say something personal for President Trump. God bless you. We love you, Mr. President. We love the First Lady. And we're going to fight and win those 2 seats and make sure you get a fair, square deal in the state of Georgia. God bless you, Mr. President.
What was it? You just saying that he was going to do something to overturn the election result? So what he was saying there, he was going to try to get the electoral votes overturned, right? That the electorals was going to vote against the election results. He was going to fight to have people vote against that. Really? Is that really the way you want to go?
Like you never saw before. Thank you. We can't let what happened 3 weeks ago, we can't let it happen. It's beyond me. We can't let it happen. And somewhere there's going to be a champion, your champion. Somewhere there's going to be a champion that's going to do what's right. Because this has been going on for a long time. But never like it's happened recently. And you know, they've used the pandemic and the phony fake ballots, the mail-in ballots. They use that to sabotage a country. We're not going to let it happen. As you know, a major issue in this state is voter fraud. It's been a big issue for a long time, but never like this. We sent out tens of thousands, millions and millions of ballots. Nobody knew where they came from, where they are. People were getting 2, 3, 4 ballots. They were signing them, sending them in. What a mess. And I said it a year ago, and I said it every month. And I even said, let's postpone the election. And they said, oh, he's not an American. You know, they knew what they were doing. They knew what they were doing. We're all deeply disturbed and upset by the lying, cheating, robbing, stealing that's gone on with our elections. We know the Democrats will have dead people voting, and you got to watch it. Dead people, you wouldn't believe how many, illegal aliens from out of the state, and they'll be filing out and filling out ballots for people who don't even exist. They put
No, I think you're absolutely correct.
over. They have people signing names with the same pen, with the same signature. They don't even change because they know once they get it in, it'll never be looked at. It'll never be looked at again because of people like your Secretary of State and your governor. So we want signature verification. But the answer, and we're going to be very careful, we're going to watch every ballot, David and Kelly. We can't let this happen again. And again, we have more light shining here because of what happened and because of the fact it's pinpointed. The answer to the Democrat fraud is not to...
Okay, I have to say this. All right, so all election fraud claims by the Donald Trump administration have been debunked over and over and over again, being thrown out in court. So that's what we're done with. Although if Georgia wanted to declare Trump its president, I'd be good with that. Yes, I would be good with that too.
They can only win if they cheat. They can't win this state unless they cheat. And they cheat better than anybody. You know, when you think of it, the Republicans are much nicer. They're not nearly as vicious. Maybe a few of us. Republicans are too nice, he said. You're right. That's a very good, thank you very much. I like that. But they're too nice. They don't go after these criminals. They got to go after them. We're talking to people, go after them. They don't go after them. They're afraid they'll hurt their reputation when they get out. I don't know.
No, now he's just saying stuff because that's not how that works. If you go after criminals, what?
Steal Georgia again, you'll never be able to look yourself in the mirror We have to hold the line, and you have two of the greatest people on earth. We have to hold the line. Make sure that you and everyone else know that you have to register to vote before this Monday, December 7th. Is that right? Monday.
I feel like my fucking face is melting.
Of course, you'll probably be allowed to if you're a Democrat. You know, they don't have any time limits. Did you see where Stacey is allowed to harvest, but other people can't harvest? How is that constitutional? How is that constitutional? Has anybody looked at that?
Yes, it has been debunked.
.gov and register immediately, then request your absentee ballot before December 31st. Don't delay. Watch it closely. Do it today. Do it tomorrow. And return your ballot the same day you get it. So they can't say, gee, it didn't come in on time. You know what they did in one of the states? Ballots were coming in late. Very, very late. So they backdated the ballots. We have all the information. We have all.
It's debunked.
And then you go to a court. Oh, they don't have enough evidence. We have hundreds and hundreds and even thousands of affidavits. And
affidavits are not evidence. It's testimony. It's something different. What's fucking wrong with you?
Into a filing, it's like with wheelbarrows. If you aren't planning to vote by mail,
debunked.
I need each of you, every one of you, your friends, your family, to go and vote. And after we win, we need to pass landmark election reform, including voter ID. Is that so bad? Residency verification, like we live in the country, we live in the state. Citizenship confirmation. They want to say, oh, he doesn't have to be a citizen. You got to see.
You have to be a citizen to vote. What are you on about?
No English. Speak no English. Oh, you're voting.
You can still be a citizen without speaking English. What?
Picture. You couldn't get in unless you had a picture. You had a photo ID. But when it comes to the most important thing, voting, they don't want to do it. And they know. They know exactly. We just can't let that happen. I've only been doing this for a short time. Believe me, this is something we're going to do because we can't allow it to happen. And complete overhaul of our election security systems, because right now, Dominion is a joke, okay?
No fucking tons of mice. I didn't vote because I'm not a fucking citizen and I don't fucking live there, so I can't.
Even makes any real.
That's one of the fucking things.
Verify that those who cast ballots by mail are eligible and lawfully registered voters. The evidence of fraud is overwhelming.
No, this has been debunked again.
Very powerful and very expensive screen. I do this for a few people. Let's go.
No, oh, Jesus Christ, what is he shouting now?
Is what we revealed to you last night on this program. What appears to be Atlanta, Georgia ballot counters being told to leave the counting room. Then a short time later, with no observers, with no media, hidden cases of possible ballots are rolled out from under a table. 4 people, under a cloud of suspicion, begin what looks an awful lot like ballot stuffing.
And the media did pack up and leave at 11:15, but there weren't observers there at that time, and there was no announcement made for anyone to leave.
Now, wait a second here. That is disheveled Fulton County Elections Chief Richard Barron, but he doesn't have the facts right. The video proves it. At 10:40 p.m., not 11:15, 10:40, the media is packing up a half hour before he thinks they leave. You can see them putting on their jackets there. And by 10:56, they are long gone. And the Trump team has sworn witness testimony.
Testimony. We know what you say about eyewitness testimony. You can't fucking count on it. That's not evidence.
Administrators now acknowledge was a leaky toilet. So someone had to tell those people to leave. And if you look at this table, there are ballots in boxes open and ready for counting. Now watch as they get packed up. Why would you need to secure them and then ultimately take out the mysterious ballots from under the table to start counting? It just doesn't add up. Elections board member Dr. Kathleen Ruth shows her skepticism in that Zoom call this morning with the elections chief.
And this has been debunked.
Versus being in the open.
Well, I think there's a. I don't know that there. I think those ballot boxes get heavy. I don't think they want to be lifting those things up and putting them back down.
It makes no sense.
Yes, but I do think that I'm legally dead in the US.
Does not inspire confidence. There were already ballots out, but even almost 24 hours since I posted what could be, quote, smoking gun video of election fraud. A video now with 2.5 million views as of right now on my Twitter feed. The head of elections, whose ballot counters are now being accused of ballot stuffing, declares this.
I'll have to review. I need to review the video. I have not seen the video.
Please do. Please do is right. He hasn't watched the video that could upend the presidential election, and the guy in charge of the very people in the room admits he didn't watch the video before updating board members this morning. That's insanity. And yet, Fulton County still certified the election. But you know who did watch our video? Our viewers, Stinchfield's Army. One directed me to this moment in the video. The woman in purple, after putting ballots in to be scanned, it appears to take the same batch of ballots out, straighten them, and then look what she does with them. She reinserts them back into the ballot counting machine again. The same set of ballots. Now, there may or may not be an explanation for this, but it certainly needs to be investigated by law enforcement, as the greatest political heist in election history may have just been caught on camera.
Evidence of election fraud mounts as the mainstream media and Democrats loudly insist Joe Biden is still the 2020 winner. However, numerous whistleblowers are coming forward with credible information that hundreds of thousands of votes for President Trump mysteriously disappeared on election night.
Oh, Jesus Christ, I'm muted and I was talking. Yeah, sorry. My bad. Yes, thanks, Don Samois. So, this is a good example of Trump has been presiding for the last 4 years. Yes, it is. He's just been watching these videos over and over and over and over and over and over again. And when you're guilty of this implicit bias, fucking hell, Don Samois. Yes, I was muted. What the fuck? Thanks for helping me out on that. And what we're saying is, like, even when I leave the room, I can still hear you because I got it on the speakers. I just put my headphones on so you don't get everything, and that's why I muted. But he's just standing there, and he's watching these videos. He's been sitting there watching these videos over and over again. And I don't even know if I want to play the actual fucking audio from this, because it's just all of these claims has been debunked over and over and over and over and over again so many times. It's absolute fucking bollocks. It's bullshit, and we all know it's bullshit, and he knows it's bullshit. But when you put all of these things into this context where you want to show something that you want to show, it's insane. How can this be an actual fucking thing?
And potential election fraud. Pearson Sharp, One America News.
And One America News again. Oh, holy fuck. How's that still a thing?
So, if you just take the crime of what those Democrat workers were doing. And by the way, there was no water main break. You know, they said there was no water main break. That's 10 times more than I need to win this state. 10 times more. It's 10 times, maybe more than that, but it's 10 times more because we lost by a very close number. The alleged Biden margin of victory in several states is entirely accounted for by extraordinarily large midnight vote dumps. You saw.
But they're bigger than the ones you won by in 2016.
Skewed to Biden, like Biden would get 10,000 votes and Trump would get 3 in a Trump area. Oh.
Debunked, didn't happen.
Michigan reported 141,238 votes for Joe Biden and 5,900 votes for Donald Trump. 96% for Biden, 4% for Trump, in an area where I should be doing quite well. You know, I won almost every county in Michigan, almost every district. It was except one. And they actually had more people. If you look at the ballots, they had ballots all over. They had more ballots than they had people voting. How do you do that? So they had people, and they're voting. And then, as you know, 2 of the canvassers were very brave. They didn't vote, and they got the hell knocked out of them from the standpoint of what they went through. They took all the
What? No, debunked.
Ultimately, but more ballots than they had voters. Now, how simple is that? A similar vote dump occurred in Wisconsin at 3:42 a.m. This is 3:42 in the morning.
No, been debunked, been through court, it got tossed out. No.
We're up 600,000 votes in Pennsylvania. Across all of the key swing states, there were impossibly low rejection rates. You saw that. For mail-in ballots, drastically less than the
I don't know if you know this, Donald J. fucking Trump, or fuckface phone fucking clownstick, as I like to call you. There's a pandemic. Of course you're going to have more voting ballots. Dude.
Of thousands of votes. In Pennsylvania, 0.03% were rejected in 2020 compared to a much, much higher percentage in 2016. This issue alone is enough to change the election results in many states.
No. Oh, Jesus Christ. There wasn't a global fucking pandemic who killed over 1 million people in 2016, so people went to the fucking ballot boxes.
Backdating thousands and thousands of ballots, fixing ballots, filling out false birthdays.
This has been debunked.
And much, much more. We're talking about hundreds of thousands of votes in each state. In Arizona, a sample of 100 ballots reviewed by a judge found that a very small percentage of these ballots, very small, but when you look at it, it turned out to be very large. It was tens of thousands of votes, more than we would have needed to win Arizona.
Not true. Been debunked.
A similar type of governor, I think, but I'll let you know that in about a week.
Yes, you will, but it will only take you 3 days because you have been forwarded through the district court, but the fucking federal court is going to toss you out.
That's strange. He doesn't look like an offensive lineman to me. In one Michigan county using Dominion voting systems, nearly 6,000 votes were discovered that were wrongly switched from Trump to Biden. They called it a glitch. You know a glitch? That's like the machine broke. Numerous times we found glitches, and every single time the glitch went 100% to Biden and no percent to Trump. The same systems are used in 30 states. The left lies, they cheat and they steal. They are ruthless, and they are hell-bent on getting power and control by any means necessary. They investigate you and they...
Oh, that is what we call projection. That is absolutely what you call projection.
Intimidate you. They call you a poor American. You're not a good American. You don't love our country. They don't love our country. They beat you down, shut you up, and make you retreat. That's what they do. That's what they've done to your governor. They've done that to your governor. Your governor should be ashamed of himself. That's what they want to do right here in Georgia. They want you to be quiet. They want you to go away, but we don't go away. We don't go away.
Please go away.
It's open secret in America that Democrats cheat in elections. this year by sending out 65 million mail-in ballots. They perpetrated the largest fraud in the history of our country. Democrat officials and politicians in every swing state systematically weakened every measure to combat election fraud. They ensured that there were no identity checks, no signature checks. I want to check a signature, please. I'm sorry, we don't let you do that. No eligibility checks, no nothing. Every single...
All of these claims have been debunked.
...properly audited. If the signatures and envelopes were examined, if the envelopes were correlated to the votes, because you'll find there are far more ballots than there are envelopes. All you have to do is count them up. How many ballots do you have? How many envelopes do you have?
This has been debunked.
Studied, in other words, studied to check the signature. Miss Smith, oh, it's a totally different signature from 2 years ago, from 6 years ago, from 10 years ago. What's that all about? We will find that hundreds of thousands of ballots were illegally cast in your state and all over the country, by the way. More than enough to give us a total historic victory.
Oh, no, it's not. No, this is just lies, and all of these claims has been debunked. There has not been, and is no evidence of any election fraud of which he's talking.
It's happening right now in our country, and we will do something about it, and we're going to do something about it quickly, and we're going to be watching on January 5th. We're going to be watching every element of what they do, this fraud that they perpetrated in our country. We're going to be watching it more closely than any election has ever been watched. Hopefully our legislatures and the United States Supreme Court will step forward and save our country.
I can't say how incredibly dangerous what he's doing is, right? So what he's saying is like the election, that there is no proof of election fraud, there is no proof of anything. It's full of fraud, and we need to use the Supreme Court, where the Republican Party has fucking control, to do this. All he's doing is he's dangerous. He's dangerous. Everything that he's saying right now is dangerous. Oh, there's a guy with a face mask. Did you see that? A guy with a face mask.
So don't listen to my friends. Just go out. And you know what they're saying? They're saying, we want you to fix the system. We're going to fix the system. But the system will be fixed when these people get in. They'll get in and we'll fix the system.
Oh, referring to why you're actually there.
You hear all these thousands of people here tonight. They're all victims, every one of you. The next great victory for our movement begins right here on January 5th. And then we are going to win back the White House. We're going to win it back.
Oh, this is so dangerous again. We are going to win it back. How are you going to win it back? Holy fuck. Watching. Shouldn't you be packing on January 5th? Yes, he probably should be, but he won't be because he believes this. I think that he believes this.
A friend of mine said, oh, don't worry about it, sir. You're way up in the polls. You'll win in 2024. I said, I don't want to wait till 2024. I want to go back 3 weeks. We're thrilled to be joined tonight by some real friends of all of ours, Representatives Doug Collins, who's fantastic. And by the way...
and now people behind him are starting to leave as well.
You know, he and Kelly had a great primary, a very strong primary. They both did fantastically well, and he is on board, and he is one of the greatest advocates I've ever met in Washington. I want to thank Doug Collins. Where's Doug? Thank you, Doug. What a job he does. Thank you.
I can't tell any of you how incredibly dangerous what Donald Trump is doing here is, right? So what he's saying is like the whole election is absolutely, you know, it's fraudulent. There are a lot of fake ballots. Everything is dangerous. Everything is horrible. But it's it's so dangerous, but because what you're doing is you're not really having your followers doing like, okay, we actually fucking lost the election, and now we have to make sure that we have a peaceful fucking transfer of power. That's not what he's doing. He's doing quite the fucking opposite, and it's just dangerous. This is telling people to fight if you don't get your way. And that is not how democracy is supposed to work.
Help? Better believe it. We love Tennessee. Bill Haggerty. He's going to be a great senator. He's going to be a great senator for a long time. Your former 8-year governor, he only left because of a thing called term limits. If I would have known, I would have tried to end those term limits.
Oh, yeah, you would have changed the Constitution to suit your fucking needs, would you?
Done a tremendous job, and we've handed out $28 billion to farmers. $28 billion. I said, how badly have we been targeted by China? And Sonny Perdue said, over a 2-year period, sir, $28 billion. That's when I put the tariffs on China, took the money, and gave it out to the farmers. And we had a lot of money left over, and we put that into the U.S. Treasury, right, Sonny? And you've done a fantastic job. He knows more about farms than any human being.
The fucking trade war and the tariffs of China did not give your surplus into the treasury. What?
Vernon Jones. Thank you, Vernon. What a great guy. Agriculture Commissioner Gary Black. Gary, good job you're doing. Boy, what a good reputation. Thank you very much, Gary. Your public service commissioners, Tricia Pridemore, Jason Shaw, a great man, great man who's also on the ballot next.
Am I the only one who's seeing that people are starting to leave and they're starting to push people in front and back of him, and now all of a sudden we have people wearing face masks? Do you seeing this? Are you seeing this? It's just me.
Introduce you to Burt Jones. Burt's going to be a very important man, I think, over the next coming with William and Brandon and the folks, and I appreciate it. And Greg, thank you very much for being here. We appreciate it very much. Very important. Georgia Republican Party Chairman David Schaefer. David. Hi, David. How we doing, David?
You're not doing very good, Donald. You're doing terribly. You just lost the fucking election, and you're about to be fucking put out of the fucking White House. You're not doing very good.
Great state. We won a great state known as Michigan when she was there, and I said, let's bring her to Washington. Ronna McDaniel. Thank you, Ronna. Thank you. Thank you, Ronna. Over the last 4 years, we built the greatest political movement in the history of our country. Already, we've achieved more than anyone thought possible, and we're just getting started.
How can you be so oblivious of fucking history that you can say that you've built the most important political history of your country, the political movement of the history of your country? How can you be so oblivious to the history of your country and have people cheering you? I don't get it. Please, somebody fucking explain this to me.
And we're now finally protecting our nation, rebuilding our cities, and we are bringing our jobs, our factories, and our troops back home to the USA where they belong. Thank you. Bringing them home. Not easy to bring them home. I bring them home and they say, well, sir, we got to keep them there, sir.
You bring them home, and then the people who has fucking been on your side for 17 fucking years through the longest fucking war that you've ever fucking been in are being left out. They are being killed. They are being maimed. They are being fucking butchered by the thousands. But yeah, good on you, mate. Good on you. Good job.
Most secure border in U.S. history, and we built our wall, as I said.
No, you haven't built a wall. What are you talking about?
Military between the equipment we build and VA choice and VA accountability, right?
You said 40 fucking minutes ago that we built it, we took it out of the military, and we built a wall, which you haven't fucking done. The wall that Mexico was supposed to fucking build for. What are you saying?
One somewhere in the country. But you don't see that. You don't see that anymore. You don't see the stories on the evening news about vets that are being treated horribly. And accountability was a big factor. We fired 9,000 horrible people that took advantage of our vets, and they're gone. And now if our vets don't get good service, they go out, they see a doctor, we pay.
I can't speak to this. I've never seen this. I can't speak to this, but it sounds very unlikely.
% of the ISIS caliphate in Iraq and Syria.
No, you didn't.
Baghdadi, and we eliminate the world's top terrorist. Soleimani is dead. I withdrew from the last administration's disastrous Iran nuclear deal, and I think they want to start it up again. Can you believe this?
Yes, because you withdrew from the Iran nuclear deal. That's why they're starting it up again, because there are no deal. You pulled out of a deal that you went into. They didn't break it, but you still pulled out. Who the fuck is going to have a fucking deal with you when you pull out a deal and they did their part?
So recognize Israeli sovereignty over the Golan Heights.
Yes, fantastic. You moved it from Tel Aviv to fucking Jerusalem, and you put a lot of fucking people in jeopardy to make a political point.
The USA, a lot of it made in Georgia, but you know what? I'm the only one in many, many decades that hasn't started a war. Everyone thought that with my personality, I'd be in war the first week. They were all saying war. And we developed relationships. Let's see how he would do with Kim Jong-un of North Korea.
He probably wouldn't have dinner with him.
Remember, I came in, it was going to be war with North Korea. It was going to be war with everybody. No, we built the greatest military in the world, and the better it is, the less likely it is that we're going to have to use it.
I'm sorry, didn't you take money out of the military to build a wall that Mexico was supposed to pay for?
The message to the fake news media, and there's a lot of them right back there.
Yeah, I'm probably one of them.
Wrong with this evening, I don't know what it is, but they'll find something wrong. Maybe it was the person that shouted love. They'll say it was a horrible protester. They'll find something, Kelly and David. They're going to find something. They're looking, they're having a hard time. It's been a love fest. This is a love fest for these two people.
No, this is a circle jerk for you.
But they all want the Silicon Valley censors and the corrupt Democrat political machine. They're partners. You must vote for David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler. Go out and vote. With your help, we are going to continue our mission to save America.
If Fox doesn't change, probably quite some time.
We will always support the heroes of law enforcement. We will maintain America's unrivaled military might, and we will preserve peace through strength. We will protect Social Security and Medicare, and we will always protect patients with pre-existing conditions. Right?
No, you won't. Again, lies.
And restore patriotic education to our schools. We will teach our children to love our country, honor our history, and always respect our great American flag. And we will live by the words of our national motto, "In God we trust." From Atlanta to Augusta, from Savannah to Columbus, and from Athens to right here.
Do you see how he has to hold? Do you see how it has to hold on while he's reading from the teleprompter?
We inherit the legacy of generations of American patriots who gave their blood.
This is so funny because you can see when he's reading. Jesus Christ!
American heroes who crossed the oceans, settled the continent, tamed the wilderness, laid down the railroads, raised up the great.
And then he changes his screens, and then he has to change his whole fucking posture. What?
The greatest nation in the history of the world. And if they get in and add me into the group, if you don't mind, we will be greater than ever before, without question.
And now he's ad-libbing, and you can see what, like, he was actually fucking holding on, trying to read off the teleprompter. This is a fucking fantastic. This is a comedy show right here. Oh, we go for the teleprompter. Do you see his hand? He's actually all holding the fuck on.
Has just begun. We will not bend. We will not break. We will not yield. We will never give in. We will never give up, and we will never back down. We will never, ever surrender.
If what he said wasn't that terrifying.
Bleed red, white, and blue.
He actually has to hold on to the podium while reading from the teleprompter. This is the stupidest thing I've ever fucking seen.
We are one movement, one people, one family, and one glorious nation under God. And together with the incredible people of Georgia, we have made America powerful again. They've done it. We have made America...
What, powerful again? You've been the most powerful fucking military country since the Second World War. What are you on about?
We have made America safe again. And we will make America great again. Thank you, Georgia. Get out and vote. Get out and vote.
Wasn't he banned from using the YMCA? I think that he was actually sued by the village people from using the YMCA. Have you ever seen somebody that uncomfortable being somebody else's president? Let's see. So until he has to throw out Mulligan after Mulligan divorces him and marries a Kennedy, and he returns from his ex-wife. Yeah, well, yeah. How long do you think it will take from him to actually fucking leave the White House until he's actually being tossed out? Like, she tosses him the fuck out on his arse. Like, she's going to divorce him. Oh, she didn't slap his hand away. That's impressive. I don't know what to say about this. This is just Donald Trump for, I don't know, an hour and... What are we on now? And by the way, I have to tell everybody I'm sorry because I said I was going to watch a David Pakman, but then I realized that would be very messy, me and him giving commentary at the same time. So I'm just doing it on my own. So it's very misleading. I'll try to change everything later on. But yeah. Who thinks that the lady with the pink phone is a lesbian? It's got a pink phone. I just have to know, like, all of these people, if there are 25,000 fucking people in this actual fucking thing, you can change it now. Oh, thanks. So the deviant's gonna go in and change it. Thanks for that. But if there's 25,000 people actually there, in the middle of a worldwide pandemic where the US is actually getting hit quite hard, what the fuck? Like, is this actually a fucking thing? Are you still going to do that? And Mikey, my boy, I'm so confused. I'm so confused about this whole thing. So this was supposed to be a campaign rally for people running in Georgia, right? For the senator and congressional and governor seats. But all he did was that he was painting the things that he was still on the campaign for him. Let me pull this back, and it was just weird because what he kept on saying is like, "Hey, guys, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to keep on doing it, and I'm going to keep on doing it, and I'm going to keep on doing it. I'm going to saying the same things over and over and again. A small ceremony will be held on Friday, and the burial will be private, attended by children from her wife Melania, who divorced. What the fuck? yeah, this was just the weirdest thing that I've ever seen. I don't know what to say about that. Every fucking claim that he made about election fraud has been debunked over and over and over and over again. Mikey, I don't know. Call it whatever the fuck you want. I'm just sitting there, and I was watching this. I was watching David Parkman. Shout out David Parkman, by the way. And I just wanted to comment on this because, you know, commenting in a comment section is quite hard because when you write me stuff, it shows up a bit late, and yeah. So I just wanted to say something about it. So say Kjartan comments on fucking Trump being a dumbass again, but everything that he says. So nobody's taking your guns away. All we want is regulation, right? You need the same regulation to go vote. Oh, sorry about I was in another meeting. I need to change this. Oops. I'm gonna edit my name now. Have I been Supreme Commander all this time? Oops. Alright, let's do this. This is my Twitter handle. Please go in without the fucking in the end. There you go. So, all of these things, right, that he's been saying has been debunked. It isn't true. We know that it isn't true. We know that he hasn't been the victim of some widespread election fraud. It's just fucking insane that he's allowed to say that. And he stands there for an hour and a half doing everything over and over and over again. And he keeps just saying the same things that he's been saying, and it doesn't make any sense. There's no truth to it. There's nothing true about it. There is nothing that actually holds any substance at fucking all. But he keeps doing it. He keeps doing it, and he's not being held accountable for it, but he asking everybody else to be held accountable. We know that there has not been any fucking proof of widespread voter fraud. You have had international voter voting. Oh, Jesus Christ! I lost the words. People who are there to observe. Observers, election observers who has been there. None of them have said there has been any election fraud at all. Right? There hasn't been any. It's just bullshit. Right? Because it's the apps, it's StreamYard. I opened another StreamYard account because I didn't want to wake Mikey up, and I couldn't get into our account. So I'm doing this from mine. But yeah, it should probably been a chicken. I don't know how to get rid of it. I'll have Mikey teach me later. But I just set this up. But I really want you all to know, this is bullshit. Everything that he said has been debunked. It's been proven untrue over and over and over and over and over again. There has not been widespread election fraud in the US. It was an absolute... It was actually one of these elections where you can say that this has... Because everybody knew that if we made a mistake, every state knew that if we made a mistake that was significant, all right, we would actually be fucking caught up on it. Somebody would tell us that we fucked up, right? But so they needed to take their time. That's why you didn't get election results from what was it, New Mexico, and from Georgia and all that on the same day, because they knew we can't just put out anything, and if it turns out that we did anything wrong, it would actually be so cataclysmic. It would be horrible for your whole... Sorry, I've had quite a few beers. I've been sick for a week, and I'm keep losing words. But if we do something horribly wrong, and so we get something fundamentally wrong, right? We would lose the public's confidence in our election system. So we need to get this right. So they are going to take extra time to make sure that everything is right, everything is on point, and everything is like it's supposed to be. And what the fuck? Right? And now that's wrong too. Because they're taking extra time to be extra diligent to count every vote. Make sure that every vote is counted correctly. Now that's wrong too. Because, what? Donald Trump fucking lost? Yes, the Electoral College will vote in about 10 days. And before that, and before I actually close this stream, I want to tell you that we are going to have a lawyer on the 10th to talk about just these things, who can explain it in a better way than I can, because he's actually educated. What I'm doing right now is just telling you everybody what I feel. Thank you. Your order of chicken emoji said, I will need that. I will need that. Yes. And as you said, Johnson Mice, the Electoral College will vote in about 10 days. And just in front of that, we will have a lawyer on to tell us what this will actually entail for us, well, for you, and what it will entail for the actual election, what it will mean for the actual election. We'll do our best to try to explain that to you. I think that this kind of concludes. I don't have anything else to say. Everything he said, it's been debunked. His court cases, 38 court cases, which of 35 got tossed out within the 30 days. 2 got tossed out in federal court, and now we got 1 pending in federal court. If I'm not mistaken, I might be mistaken about this, but what? Really? Fuck off. All right. For everybody, this has been the Bin Podcast. Please join us at patreon.com/thebintpodcast. Subscribe, like this video if you want to see more of this content. I might do it. I don't know. This is the first time I do it. It was a spur of the moment thing. Trump said with an oil that he will accept defeat when the Electoral College votes against him. He might, I guess. It's one of these cases, right, where... Oh, sorry, I was about to close out. I'm just going to answer this. So Trump said with Rail that he will accept defeat when he said... All right, so Trump said a lot of things. He said that he would do a lot of things. Most of what he said has been a lie. So just because it suits what we want him to do, why would we believe him now? I will say that I don't believe him. I say that he won't accept defeat, even if the Electoral College votes against him, because everything that he said over the last 4 years, well, not everything, but most of the things that he said has turned out to be a lie. I don't trust him. I don't care for him. I think that I would rather go the other way. I trust most people when I meet them the first time. I trust them, and whatever you tell me, I would say, all right, okay, good. I believe what you said. And you sort of have to work your way downwards from that. If you keep telling the truth and nobody gets debunked and all that, I will keep on believing you. But as soon as you start lying and it's been proven a lie, then it's a long way up again. With Donald Trump, he started off on a bad foot with me because, well, he started off lying, and it just got worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. So as of now, I don't believe anything that he says. I actually believe the opposite of what he says. So when he says that he will accept defeat when the Electoral College votes against him, I say, nah, bullshit. You won't accept defeat, because you don't accept defeat. And everything you say is a fucking lie, you absolute fucking liar. And Thomas says, yes, never believe a pathological liar. That's what I'm saying. So, he's lying. But now that it suits me, then I'm going to believe him? No. I don't believe you. I think you're lying. Donald Trump, I will be the first to say, if you accept it, when the Electoral College has left their vote and you are voted out officially by the Electoral College, and you say I accept defeat, then I'll believe you. But you got some proving to do, brother. You got some proving to do. I won't believe one word that you say until you do it. It's up to you now. So, this has been a bit podcast watching what I can only describe as a campaign rally for Donald Trump. Because it wasn't about the Senate, it wasn't about the governor race, it wasn't about anything, it was just about him. It was just about him, just about him. And it was everything that you expected it to be. And then some. Just a little worse. And he's giving me a fucking headache. I need some love. I need some caring. And I need to jump off. Thank you for watching the Bin Podcast. Watching Donald Trump's speech in Carolina. No, Georgia. Fuck! Sorry. Thank you for... Thank you for watching me, Kjartan from the Bin Podcast, watching the rally in Georgia. Thank you for watching with me. Tons of mice. Thank you. Mikey, thank you for popping in. All of you, I know that Remembrance Samp Jenkins went in there. It's been a good time. I'm going to jump off now. Peace out. Take care, guys.